And joining us right now to talk all about it is David Conn. He is the CEO of 360 Brands, which acquired FAO Schwarz back in 2016. And David, it's been a rough year for toy stores with the bankruptcy of Toys R Us. And I say this as a mom who's been looking for places to shop for toys. It's hard to find a toy store. So what happened? Why did you buy in 2016? Why the reopening now? And how do you make it work?
Well, we think there's never been a better time to bring FAO Schwarz back to New York City. Customers are craving experience at physical retail. Experiential is probably the biggest buzzword in retail today, and we joke that we've got a brand that's 150 years old and was experiential before it was cool to be experiential. And when we open our new store this Friday at 30 Rockefeller Plaza, it'll be just that. There'll be live magic shows. There will be product customization opportunities where kids can make their own remote control cars, have a mechanic help them put it together. We have a baby doll adoption center where kids can pick out the baby doll they want to adopt. They'll be interviewed by our employees dressed as nurses and doctors just to make sure they're fit parents. There'll be a naming ceremony. They'll get a birth certificate. And of course, it's FAO Schwarz, so we have the big dance on piano, but this time not just on the floor, it's also on the ceiling right above. So we're excited.
Is that a commentary on what has to happen in bricks and mortar retail these days? Is there a place for a Toys R Us version of a toy store, or you think experience is the only way that can really happen?
Well, our belief is that authenticity and experience are what are going to differentiate winners from losers in the retail landscape for brands today. And FAO is authentic. It's 150 years old. And, you know, it's known for experience, and we think that's critical.
So, but here's the question about experience. Experience costs money. You have lots of employees. You're in a very high, what they call the highest rent district around. In terms of that experience, people, by the way, are now paying to go to places like this just to have the experience. Meaning to walk in.
For those who don't know, this is going to be at 30 Rock.
Right.
So same neighborhood as the old FAO Schwarz, but different actual location.
But people might even pay $5 or $10, almost like a museum, to have that experience. But except in this case, they have to buy product. What's the margin on the product, and are these very expensive products?
Well, there's two things. First of all, one, a lot of the products in that store are exclusive and can't be found anywhere else, and therefore we can charge somewhat of a premium for those. But the other is that different from the old FAO Schwarz store, we're owned by a company that's a large manufacturer, importer, and seller of merchandise. And about 40% of the products in that store will be FAO Schwarz private label products, where we have that vertical margin.
Got it.
And the legacy store had that, but it was a much smaller, and they didn't have the kind of sourcing structure that we have. So we think that's going to be a game changer.
But to Andrew's point, this isn't something that's going to be replicated in 3,000 cities across America.
No,
this is very small scale.
Our core business really involves three different channels. One is we sell to thousands of department stores, places like Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom, Hudson Bay in Canada, Selfridges in the UK, and we have shop-in-shops in those stores. We have franchising opportunities. We just did a franchising agreement in China with a company called Kids Land. We just did an agreement with a company called Hudson Group for travel retail.
So this store in New York, does it have to be a profitable store? Meaning, for it to be profitable for you, does it on it?
Can it be a loss leader?
Exactly.
Still.
Thank you.
We believe this store will be profitable, and it will also drive our business in all those channels. Absolutely.
Very quickly, you're sourcing some things from China. Any concerns about tariffs?
Tariffs for toys haven't kicked in yet, so none this year. Down the road, we'll see. It'll be a level playing field. All the companies in the industry will be dealing with it.
Whose idea was it to put the piano on the ceiling?
So we overlook, it's a great question, Joe. We overlook Rockefeller Plaza, and we had the piano on the floor, and you wouldn't be able to see the piano keys lighting up from outside. We wanted the people who were standing in the plaza to see people dancing and see the keys lighting up.
Spider-Man.
Dancing on the ceiling?
We were hoping, Joe, you were going to come dance on the piano.
Would, I think it'd be Stan Lee.
What's the hottest toy for the Christmas?
The late great.
Yeah, the late
So a lot of things. For us, plush is always big, but we've had a lot of momentum with kids' activity sets. These are things they can do with their parents, whether it's salon sets, make your own tie-dye, make your own gummy bears, STEM toys, things like that are really
Well, David, welcome to the neighborhood. We are thrilled to have you here. Really excited about it, and we appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
David Conn with FAO Schwarz.